The nighttime attack on the enemy convoy had been a complete failure. In the almost total darkness, we were unable to get close to any of the merchants to fire torpedoes at it. Instead, we had been detected by an enemy escort and just narrowly avoided destruction by gunfire and depth charges. That enemy escort also forced us to stay submerged until daylight. By that time, the enemy convoy was far ahead of us. We would need precious time to catch up to them again. I had hoped that with daytime, visibility would improve, and we would have a better chance at striking at the convoy. Unfortunately, it was not to be. The weather has worsened considerably. A strong wind, driving high seas and rain before it, reducing visibility to almost zero. Despite that, I was unwilling to let the convoy escape without taking another shot at it. I reasoned that if I could get ahead of the convoy, I might stay submerged in their path and shoot at the merchants as they were passing by. A very daring and risky plan, without a high chance of success, and I really started to doubt if I should attempt it. In these zero visibility conditions, our hydrophone was our only means of detecting the enemy force. So during the next few hours, we continued to race after them, diving frequently to hydrophone depth and taking a listen.
Kontakt, Kriegsschiff, entfernt sich auf 211, große Entfernung.
We knew that the convoy was traveling on a southerly course, so by plotting down the bearings, we were able to get a rough estimation of their position. Having established that, we surfaced, turned, and raced to a location where we thought the convoy would pass through soon. But that, in itself, was not without danger. Without good visibility, our hydrophone was our only means of detecting the enemy force, requiring us to be submerged. But while we were on the surface, we were all too well aware that the enemy escorts were most likely equipped with radars, allowing them to detect us through the fog. Each minute that we spent on the surface increased the likelihood that an enemy escort would get a radar return on us and would come over to investigate. They would race towards the contact on their radars. All the warning that we would get would be a shadow appearing in the fog, followed by gunfire. We were relieved when we finally arrived in the position where I thought the enemy convoy would pass through and submerge the boat, allowing us to listen to the hydrophone again. The relief turned to concern as we realized that the enemy convoy and its escorts were much closer than anticipated. Immediately we returned to periscope depth, ready to defend ourselves if necessary. We now needed to get past the enemy escort sweeping ahead of the convoy. Without seeing which way the escort was turning, that would be a challenge. Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our amazing Silent Hunter 3 campaign with the OneAlex Mod Edition, and welcome to another attempt at attacking this convoy that is so far quite elusive and very much able to defend itself, but maybe we'll get them this time, although circumstances are not ideal. We have really bad weather upstairs, and the visibility is severely reduced with heavy fog out there. So we will only be able to see a target once it is quite close to us. And quite close to us we also do have at least one enemy warship, if I ask my hydrophone operator for a report. Nearest contact, warship medium speed, closing, bearing 2 degrees, medium range. So first order of the day, turn a little bit.
Neuer Kurs 354.
I have to try to evade that ship, and it is at medium range, so this thing is kinda close. Right, here's what we are gonna do next. Next we are gonna slow down the boat.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Derzeitige Fahrt 2 Knoten.
Make as little noise as possible, and we are going up into the conning tower to get on the attack periscope. So, let's raise this up. As I said earlier, conditions up here terrible. Terrible indeed. We have completed our turn. I will tell my hydrophone operator to follow this sound contact.
Kriegsschiff kommt näher auf 6.
It is on 6 degrees. Medium range, so maybe only somewhere, I think, about 2 kilometers away. And I can't see it. There's no chance. But what I will do is start preparing myself for an emergency shot. So the weather, as I said, has really gotten worse. We now have 9 meter per second wind speed. We need to set torpedoes to at least 3.5 meters, and that means that if that isn't a big enemy destroyer, there's really no chance in me hitting this thing with a torpedo, but, you know, we'll still have to try if it comes to it. So let me set all the torpedoes, all the steam-powered torpedoes that is, to an appropriate depth. There we go. And all of them on impact, and all of them on medium speed too, so that we can fire them out of the tube and have them impact. Damn it. It's coming my way. Why is it coming my way? I don't like this. I might have to torpedo this thing. By the way, you might be asking yourself, why am I not setting the torpedoes to magnetic pistols? Well, multiple reasons for that. First of all, at this point in the war, the U-boat crews did not have a nice little switch like this one to change between the impact and the magnetic pistol on the torpedo. The pistol that was used to trigger the explosion of the torpedo had to be installed on the torpedo before it was loaded into the tube. So you really had to make the decision which pistol to use before you loaded the torpedo into the tube. And, well, my torpedoes are already in their tubes. If I want to change the pistol from impact to magnetic, I have to take a torpedo out and then load it back again. Which I'd rather not do right now, because the enemies are close. So that's why. First reason. Second reason, the magnetic detonators are still unreliable, and in bad weather such as this, it is not unlikely that the torpedo will detonate prematurely and give away that something is lurking beneath the surface here. I'm very keen not to miss an enemy destroyer suddenly appearing in the fog. Last report was 4 degrees, now on 5. So I think this guy is actually zigzagging, which is fine by me. As for the overall situation, we are currently in BE-98. We have chased the convoy for a long time. And I try to position myself somewhere in front of it, which I think I've succeeded in. And they are, in my opinion, or in my hope, coming directly towards me. With a lot of luck, I will be able to maybe spot a freighter appearing out of the fog, torpedo it, and then vanish before the enemy has a chance to react. That's my hope. Will that work? No idea. But you know, hope dies last. Still, the previous episode you have seen a lot of black. Today you will see a lot of white. Oh man, that at night, that was really something. Stumbling about in the darkness, I really felt like a blind man. Okay, on 4 now. Moving away. Interesting. I really felt like a blind man stumbling about in a room full of Lego bricks and, well, being barefoot. Something like that. It was really, really uncomfortable. And just, I knew that things were... I really had the feeling that things were very, very close to going catastrophically wrong. I don't like that. This thing is getting in front of me. My hope is that today we can have a bit more luck here. However, I'm not super sure seeing how this is developing. Hydrophone, give me a contact. Nearest sound contact is closing 3 degrees. somewhere out there, just at medium range, so pretty close by now.
Kriegsschiff auf 2. Kommt näher.
Damn it, this thing is getting in front of me. I might have to try to torpedo this thing. I would rather not, to be honest. Because this is not my target.
Kriegsschiff auf 3. Kommt näher.
Okay, going back to the right side. Taking a quick look around, but yeah, we can't see anything. All is hidden behind the mist. No chance to see anything. I'm just waiting for the silhouette to manifest itself in the fog. Then I will know that I'm really, really damn close. And that I'm in really a lot of danger. Because I will be danger close by that point. To be honest, I'm hoping to not see the silhouette of this ship. I'm hoping that this ship will pass by while still in the fog. And a little bit later I will suddenly spot merchants. And speaking of merchants, they are all in front of me. I'm heading directly at the convoy, it seems. Let's see, we have them from 12 to 13 degrees. Yeah, it looks like I'm pretty much directly in front of the convoy. Let's hope we can get them this time. Back to the periscope we go. Target is still at 4 degrees. Peering into the fog. There's no chance they'll be able to spot the periscope before I spot them. So that's good.
Kriegsschiff auf 3. Entfernt sich.
Damn it, I don't like how this thing is pretty much in front of me here. It might be wise to turn a few degrees to the left.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloi.
We'll do that.
Neuer Kurs. 3, 5,
Kriegsschiff
3.
auf 2. Entfernt sich.
We are turning a few degrees left,
Kriegsschiff auf 3. Kommt näher.
hoping that this will get us out of the path of this ship. But this is getting dangerous. Okay, I think we'll skip ahead a little bit until I spot something.
Kriegsschiff auf 304. Entfernt sich. Kriegsschiff auf 302. Entfernt sich.
Welcome back. It looks as if we are past the warship, or as if the warship is passing by us.
Entfernt sich.
I did not get a glimpse of it. Let me see where the merchants are. Merchants
Kriegsschiff auf 296. Entfernt
still
sich.
mostly ahead of me, but a lot of them to my side here somewhere. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn 15
Jawohl,
degrees
Herr
left
Kaloi.
Kriegsschiff auf
Neuer
293.
Kurs.
Entfernt
3,
sich.
4, 4.
and hope that this carries me into their path. Hydrophone operator, stop reporting on that warship right now. Now it gets really, really dangerous. It is very obvious that the fog is extremely thick, and, well, that warship didn't pass too far away from us, and I still didn't see it. That means that if we meet any merchants, they will appear out of the fog very, very close to us, and I will have to be very careful that no merchant collides with our submarine, even while we are submerged. They can ram the conning tower. So there is a real danger here. Those merchants, well, they have deep drafts, and I really need to be careful with that. But my hope is that this course right now will carry us into the convoy and we'll be able to see a merchant. And if the merchant is not too close when we see it, we might be able to torpedo it. We just might. No guarantee there. Down periscope. Let me go to the hydrophone. How's it sounding out there? Okay, I did turn. I have merchants in front of me, but I'm not too happy with how this is looking. Hydrophone operator. Nearest sound contact. The warship over here is the closest. Medium range.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Speed up our own
Kleine
U-boat a
Fahrt
little bit.
voraus.
Let's turn a bit
Jawohl,
more.
Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 319.
I don't want these merchants to simply pass next to me. Yes, this is dangerous speeding up. A warship might hear us, but we are still going very slow in very bad weather. We have our screws running at, what is this, 130 revolutions per minute. The sea is quite churned up there, so my hope is that they will not hear me. If they do, then I'll be in trouble very, very soon. Hydrophone operator. Nearest sound contact is still the warship. It's still moving away. 300 now. We are still turning. I hope it's moving away, because this thing did speed up. Merchants now right side. There's another warship there. 10 degrees. There's another one. And another one. Multiple enemy warships. We're still good, yeah? Nearest sound contact is still the warship. Moving away. Medium range. 291. Up periscope. Let's have a look. 291 is over there. Of course, we can't see anything. Now the merchants. They are somewhere over there. Nothing to see. We just have to hope that our speed of 3 knots will carry us into the convoy now. And that we will be able to see targets at a sufficient distance for a torpedo to arm itself. Because that's the real problem here. The torpedo must have enough distance before it impacts the target to arm itself. At least 300 meters. Better would be something above 500 meters, but I'm doubting that we'll be getting that in these conditions. Oh shit. Who's pinging us? Did they hear me? Hydrophone. Closest enemy. Closing fast. Bearing 282. God damn it. Medium range. There it is. Try to turn away from it. Hydrophone. Nearest warship sound contact. Follow. They're pinging. Might have to shoot here. Turn the boat. They're pinging us anyway. Turn faster. Contact. Straighten out. Speed 15. AOB. Open the tube. Not a good shot. Not a good shot. AOB corrected a little bit. Range. Tube is open. Fire. crash dive. Once again, it was not to be. I doubt we are gonna hear an explosion, but it's better than just letting them depth charge us. Come on, come on. Bring me down to 190 immediately. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they managed to hear me or if they turned on their zigzag course and their air-stick just pinged me. Might have been the second, and well, if that's the case, then I was just really, really unlucky. But it looks like we'll have another round of depth charging. Question is, can we still get at the damn merchants? I need to go to the hydrophone. There's my torpedo. That missed. Merchants in front of me.
Derzeitige Tiefe 120. Derzeitige Tiefe 130. Derzeitige Tiefe 140.
Okay, turn our boat.
Neuer Kurs 291. Derzeitige Tiefe 150.
He's coming.
Derzeitige Tiefe 160. Derzeitige Tiefe 170.
Hold on, boys.
Derzeitige Tiefe 180. Derzeitige Tiefe 190.
Depth charges in the water. Turn again.
249.
Straighten the boat. Straighten the rudder. Let's go this way. Explosions off to the side and most likely behind us, yeah. We're good. Merchants that way. Keep going this way for now. And slow down. Silent running. Okay. So far so good. With a lot of luck we might still end up in the middle of the convoy. This is not over yet. Merchants in front of us. Sounds like they have slowed down. Now, where did the warship go? One merchant behind us, interesting. Merchants to the side. Are we in between them? Let's focus on this merchant. Are we in the convoy? Hydrophone, what's the closest contact? A warship closing 194 short range. That's the guy hunting us, he's coming up from behind. Yeah, I hear him. Good, next we'll turn right and we'll try to go towards the surface again. Standing by to increase our speed. If this thing drops depth charges anywhere close to us. We must be in the middle of the convoy here. I was so close. Oh, how unlucky.
Neuer Kurs 0.
Turn that way. Slow down the boat.
2 Knoten.
Is it feasible for me to go towards the surface? Or am I stuck down here? Where is he? One, 4, 8.
Beide Maschinen
Speed up.
voraus.
Periscope depth. Let's go. Okay, we're stopping the turn. That's good. And we are rising. Rapidly, I should add. Still depth charges exploding, that's good. That's very good. The merchants are passing right next to us. Turn a bit more.
Neuer Kurs 2,9.
Let's keep them guessing. As we are rising above 100 meters soon. This is now dangerous. Hydrophone, closest contact. Warship, short range, 83. Still right there. Give me another update. 8.5. We're up to 50 meters now. Very dangerous, the game that I'm playing here. But it might achieve what I'm trying to do. Okay. We are coming up to 20 meters. I will need to slow down now. Slow down.
Beide Maschinen kleine Fahrt voraus. Beide Maschinen kleine Fahrt voraus.
Off to the periscope we go. Where's this thing? Hydrophone operator. Keep me informed of the nearest warship.
Auf 9,6.
What was that? Hello. Torpedo, open the tube. Range 500. Speed, set it to 8. AOB, something like this.
Schiff auf 9.
All set, open the tube.
Gleichbleibend.
Might be too close.
Kriegsschiff auf
I think it's too close.
191. Entfernung gleichbleibend.
It's too close. There's the destroyer. Another merchant over there.
Kriegsschiff
Damn.
auf
Now I wish I had a torpedo in the rear tube.
Entfernung gleichbleibend.
Need to look for the next one appearing out of the fog. Contact.
Kriegsschiff
AOB looks good. Speed, let's increase it to 9. Range increase to 600.
Kriegsschiff auf 1.
Open the tube if it's not opened already. Set the torpedo a bit deeper. Fire. Torpedo away. Another torpedo. Open the tube. Fire. Where'd the warship go? Warship is turning around. Okay, next torpedo. Open the tube. Set it deeper. Good range. Decrease speed a little bit. Fire. Crash dive away. Come on. Let me hit something here. Let the salvo not be a waste. I am now, however, getting out of here. We're diving down beneath 200 meters and we are just gone.
Neue Tiefe 206 Meter.
Come on, at least one explosion up there.
Derzeitige Tiefe
There we go.
0. Derzeitige Tiefe 6-0.
We torpedoed one of them.
Derzeitige Tiefe 7-0.
Go deeper.
Derzeitige Tiefe 8-0. Derzeitige Tiefe 9-0.
Pinging.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1-0-0.
Warship should be coming from somewhere behind me.
1-0.
Keep going. Just keep going fast. It's fine.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1-2-0.
Do not reload torpedoes. Okay.
1-2-0. Derzeitige Tiefe 1-4-0.
Come on, faster.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1-5-0. Derzeitige Tiefe 1-6-0. Derzeitige Tiefe 1-7-0.
That must be the warship right behind me. Lining up for an attack.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1-8-0. Derzeitige Tiefe 1-9-0.
Keep going. Keep going.
Derzeitige Tiefe 2-0-0.
Okay. We've arrived down here. Let's start the turn.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
And then we'll slow down the boat.
7-9. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Derzeitige Fahrt 2 Knoten.
Going silent. Warship running up from 150. Another warship on 211. Hydrophone operator, what do you think? Who's the closest one? 140, short range. Depth charges.
Herr Kaloin.
Meine Maschine AK voraus.
Head flank. I wonder what I torpedoed. We'll soon listen in to hear if we can actually hear a ship breaking up or something like that. Okay, that charge is exploding to our side there. Which is fine. I'm gonna turn... No, I'm not gonna turn. I'm gonna keep heading this way. And we're gonna slow down now.
Derzeitige Fahrt 2 Knoten.
We are okay. Oh boy, we are okay. Hydrophone. I can still hear torpedoes going that way. There's a merchant that sounds weird. Might have a hole in his side. There are no more. I think what I'm hearing here are those 2 torpedoes that I fired at the first ship. They must have missed. So what impacted was the torpedo on the ship that I fired at second. Okay. Yeah, there's a merchant that sounds weird. He's in trouble. Yeah. That guy's in trouble. 150. Let's note this down. 150 means this way, so 227. He's probably somewhere. Oh. Somewhere very close. Maybe like this. Just for reference, we'll keep this position in mind. Good. Now I just have to escape. Nothing easier than that, right? Let's have a quick look just to verify that this guy didn't actually sink already. September 23rd was the last thinking. And that was yesterday. So no, not sinking yet. Not sinking yet. But in this weather, with a big hole in his side, there's a good chance that that ship will sink. And we'll hear it breaking up on the hydrophones, or well, my hydrophone operator will hear it and confirm that we have actually sunk something. There. That guy. Hydrophone. Closest contact. Warship 189. So behind me, that's good. I'll try to keep this thing behind me. It's speeding up though. Doesn't seem to be directly above, so it's somewhere behind me. That's good. With a lot of luck, we'll be able to move out of here. And I hope that that enemy merchant doesn't require further encouragement to sink. I'll keep heading away. Oh, the hull is not liking the depth that we're at. I'll keep lurking away and hope that the enemy doesn't find me again. Welcome back. It is getting kind of late and, well, let me fill you in on the situation. The enemy convoy has moved on and, well, unfortunately, the ship that we struck apparently did not sink yet. I think I know where it is though. This thing seems to be lagging behind the convoy. I think that our hit, well, it didn't sink it, but it did slow it down. You can hear the hull groaning there. It did slow it down so much that it seems to be lagging behind the convoy. Which is also more or less in that direction, but this thing is definitely lagging behind. So here's the plan for now. I have taken the time to reload all the tubes, so we have full torpedo tubes. That thing is no longer pulling away from me. We're actually closing the distance. The bearing is increasing. That's good. So here's what I will do next. We are here. I have drawn out the bearing. I think the ship is more or less here in this area. What I will do now is we will surface. We will run south for, what is this, 6.5 kilometers. And once we are over here, we'll submerge again and get ourselves a little update, and then we will more or less know where the ship is. My goal is to catch that ship before darkness comes. It is now 15 minutes past 4 local time, so we don't have too much time left to do this. Alright, let's come up to periscope depth.
Auf Seerotiefe gehen.
We've been submerged for a quite long time and my battery is almost at 75% now. Because I've also been pushing the engines at half speed ahead just to, you know, keep up with the target. Come on, let's go. Okay, we are back at periscope depth. Where's the observation periscope? I want to take a look around before we surface. Standard procedures. Nothing in the fog. According to the hydrophone, there is nothing near us that has an engine turned on. So, down periscope, increase speed. And surface.
Vorne oben 10, hinten kommen auf 5.
The boat is surfacing. There we go. Reaching the surface. Getting ready to switch back to diesels. There we go. So I think that I will actually keep one of the diesels on recharging the batteries. We should still be more than fast enough, even with just one diesel, to catch up to that merchant. And I would like to have a bit more battery power. But before I make the final decision, let me actually look up there. Well, it is getting a bit darker, I think. At night I will have no chance of catching the target, so you know what? Let's not recharge. Let's get this done as soon as possible. Get as much speed out of this boat as we can. Let's raise this antenna. Maybe we'll pick up something, some radio transmissions or something like that, allowing us to pinpoint the position of the convoy. But even so, we have a pretty good idea of where they are. They are more or less down here, so that ship is not lagging too far behind the convoy. The biggest danger that I'm putting myself now in is that one of the enemy escorts might turn around, get me on radar, and come over to have a look at me. And that would mean that an enemy warship would suddenly appear out of the fog at point blank range. there would be very, very little that I could do then to survive. So that's the biggest danger here. But my hope is that the convoy is steaming ahead and the enemy warships are not looking behind too much. Even so, I have my bow more or less pointed at them, so they'll only get a very small surface to bounce the radar signal back off of. Okay. We are proceeding at speed. We should be... How far away is this? About 5 kilometers. So how long will that take? At 12 knots, we'll cover that in about 15 minutes. I'll end today's episode here, and it has been quite an exciting one. Let me know in the comments if you think that my attack on this convoy was maybe a little bit too risky. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, have some really great days and goodbye.